Yeah, I've been on Twitch for 8 years. I'm kinda desensitized to all of that now, but it did make me stop using cam because I just got sick of people constantly talking about my appearance over other things.
Yeah.
I use a VTuber and people still gonna send me creepy messages. I'm just trying to be an anime girl on the
Same.
internet, guys. That's
Mhm.
It's not even the, like, comments either. I don't know if you guys want me to even broach this topic because I don't know if it, like, gives them any kind of validation or not, but the stuff that we deal with from time to time with those subreddits, do you guys want me to
well,
Oh,
say
you can
anything?
yeah, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. From time to time, I personally have to deal with things from the staff side where we encounter communities that have been made simply to harass or just be gross about the women of NoPixel. And they number one, the worst one in my opinion is the deep fakes and also like OnlyFans content being
Mhm.
put
Yeah.
everywhere. And I frequently, like every month, I think, have to contact Reddit, I have to contact Discord, I have to contact Twitter about these pictures. I have seen things I do not want to see. Okay,
Mhm.
I don't. I, I love you guys, but I don't want to see those things. But I have been made to because obviously it comes to me in a staff channel, and I have to process that, and that's something that the women of Twitch in general have to deal with. It's not just no pixel, but there are no pixel specific groups that have done this, and it's not even just OnlyFans stuff. It people make 3D art of people's character models and like it is disgusting. And like there is so much stuff out there that I wish I could just unsee, but it's out there and it frequently gets circulated, it gets recreated, it gets put up in places and there are discords, there are Reddit communities that have been made and one issue that I have is how difficult it is to get that stuff taken down. Um, Reddit does not care. Their rules basically like if you report it and you're not the owner of the picture, like if it's not my OnlyFans content that I'm reporting, they will not do anything. That person has to DMCA that content and get it taken down. So I then have to contact that woman and be like, "Hey, this is happening. You probably have to do something." And it's like it reopens that wound every time these
Mhm.
things come up.
Mhm.
And they
And
might
it's
not
just
even
it's
know about it.
terrible.
And it's like you have to basically make them aware of it.
Yeah, I have to. And it's like it's awkward because like it's like, "Hey, I just saw you naked. Here you go." Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
I think
I
go
wasn't
ahead.
aware of it until like maybe like a couple months ago, and like somebody was like brought it to my attention that they were like deep fakes of like and like just I don't know, just really crazy things I didn't even know existed. And I was like, what the heck? Like that's crazy to me that
yeah.
people are like that.
And
Mhm.
the worst part for me is that even just me talking about this, I'm sure those people are gonna see this and it's gonna
Yeah.
get their jollies off because
Yeah.
this is a fetish. It's something that they get off to. They enjoy the fact that they are being, number 1, humiliated,
Mhm.
number 2, other people are being humiliated.
Mhm.
They enjoy that and they relish in it and they like to make women uncomfortable and they like the fact that we're talking about it. We're trying to get it removed. It causes them to feel good and nobody wants that and it's just gross.
Yeah. Over time I've noticed that when you are especially in role play when you get a little bit more I want to say even like exposure you start to develop a lot of new things that you probably weren't accustomed to as far as like hate or as far as like there's like or art and then you slowly start to see like the dark side of certain things where it's just like okay, this, a person may really like my character's voice of how I do things, and I was like, oh, I like that. And then you slowly start to unravel that there's things like there's being posted about your character and sexual activities kind of thing. And then
Mhm.
it slowly starts to develop. It's just like, how do I go about something like this? Like, obviously, through anything, there's going to be dark things, whatever you watch. Like, if it's a TV show, there's going to be thoughts about those characters. So, like, how am I as a person supposed to do I go back like ignoring it? Like, do because at the end of the day, it's my character kind of thing. But at the same time, it's like in my head, it's like, am I supposed to like have an understanding of like that's normal kind of thing? Because it's just like with anything, the case may be. So it's really hard to like juggle like how to even go about like certain things like that. Because it's like, you don't I rather not see it. I rather not hear about it kind of thing
Mhm.
because it's like over time. That's why most of the time I don't even like when I'm playing something completely different being called like my character's name just because I know for a fact like a small percentage of people look at my characters in a sexual way, and I don't want
Yeah.
to envision that when someone calls me my character's name that's what they're envisioning, or you know what I mean. So I don't like
Mhm.
half the time don't like that, and then sometimes I just like tell people like just call me Angel because at the end of like I'm not my character, my character's not me. So like a lot of the time the dark part of that is like having to hopefully separate yourself, but at the same time it does feel like how are you supposed to go about something like that? It's just like ignore it or like take a stance against it. Like it's very hard to juggle the two sometimes and like how to manage to do that.
Yeah.
Just put it to like a section of my brain because like it is something that I haven't talked about, but it's something I've seen a lot of because these
Mhm.
accounts will like follow you
Yeah.
and you'll be like their
Mhm.
profile picture.
Yeah.
Or they'll, like,
That's the
send you
craziest part.
stuff, and you can't do anything about it, like, I've reported accounts that have had, like I'm not gonna go into detail about what these pictures entail, obviously, but I've reported these on Twitter and, like,
Mhm.
other websites, and Twitter will be like, "Oh, no, this is fine," even though it's,
Yeah.
like, my
Yeah.
pictures of me and, like, other things, like,
Yeah.
there's no way
Yeah.
to take it down, you can't talk about it. 'Cause if you talk about it, it gives them that attention. So I
Mhm.
just don't touch it. People will DM me and be like, "Yeah, I found this, like, I found deep fakes or whatever," and I'm just like, "There's nothing I can do about this.
Yeah.
Like, this
Yeah.
this is just exists, and I just have to deal with that." So
Just lock it
I
away,
l I
like, in your
lock it away. Like, I exactly, like, I
'cause
just
that's the
have
only
to
thing you can
pretend.
do, you know?
And yeah, they do it with the characters too. They do it with, like,
Mhm.
you, and it's like I've even had, like, nude Fifi pictures show up on my For You
Yeah.
page, and
And
I'm
it
just
sucks
like
Ew.
it
I'm just
sucks
like,
for it to be like
"Ah."
that. It just sucks that it has to be that way, you know,
Yeah,
but
it's
it's just unfortunately, that's just how it is. I wish it
it's
wasn't like that, but, you know.
it's reality, like, there's just
Mhm.
nothing you can do about it. I just hope that I just know that, like, new people coming in, I just hope they don't have to deal with it because it's something I've seen for, like, years, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's something that has
Yeah.
just targeted the whole kinda no pixel female community,
The
unfortunately.
the latest one they had like a request like channel, so like it is new people coming in getting
Mhm.
new stuff made and stuff like that. So it's and there's hundreds of people in these discords and thankfully this latest one Discord did actually step in and intervene, but yeah, it's just it's one of those things that's just you have to deal with it as a female streamer and
Mhm.
uh I mean, I don't know if it's something that male streamers have to deal with typically, but I'm sure there is stuff out there in a similar fashion, but when you add the like 3D models and stuff,
Yeah.
technically, okay, those models don't belong to the people who made the character, right?
Right.
So when it comes to DMCA law and things like that, the subtleties in that, unfortunately, when they make those images, that is now their art. That is their basically um image. So you
Mhm.
cannot DMCA that even if it features your character. These social media websites, they barely do anything about real photos or deep fakes or things like that. So they're not going to care about 3D models at all, like whatsoever. They do not care. They will not intervene on that front. So, that it's it's just a thing that I have kind of had to come to terms with too because
when I get sent these things, I'm just kind of like defeated about it because you can't like it's endless. It gets reposted. It comes back with a vengeance sometimes. There's bigger bigger communities that we discover every
Yeah.
now and then. It it's a thing. I don't know. I don't know what else to really say about it.
I mean, I will say, like, I think that it's incredible that you guys, and I mean, specifically you, Nikita, and the staff that handle some of that. It's amazing that you guys are able to do that, to like go about and try to, protect the community that way and help people with that. And yeah, it is like, the answer to the question is like, it is definitely an experience that is unique to you guys. So I think Nikita asked like if male creators get this. Um, I'll say this. I know there's so yeah, there's deep fakes and stuff of me. I know this, but I think there's 2 points. One is I think for the size of the creator versus like it's yeah, if you're like a big enough male creator, you're gonna get that stuff too. Number one. Number two, it's still and I'm not trying to like be like weird or mean here. It's typically like uh still guys who are the ones making it. So like um
Yeah.
Mhm.
uh I don't know how to really explain this. I don't think it's as even for someone like me, it's just not as bad for us. Like it's I think it's easier for us to brush off. Is kind of the way it is. And again, it's like you have to be a pretty big creator as a guy for it to start happening. Whereas I feel like the smallest women creators, it's instantly done. So I think that the extent, like, so if you're wondering, does it happen to guys? Yeah, but to such a lesser extent and degree. It's like not even. I wouldn't say it's comparable. But yeah, I think that that conversation is something that needs to happen, and the character stuff. That's I don't know how to. Yeah, how do
Yeah.
you deal with that?
Mhm.
I
'Cause
saw way too much of Tessa last time. I know.
that's just like
Oh my
that's just like
god.
a like that's a weird thing.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It's not as bad as like probably seeing stuff of yourself, but it's
Mhm.
also not like it's not like you're looking at video game character porn. It's not like seeing Ari porn from League of Legends, right? There's something a little weird about like
Mhm.
it's like, yo, wait, I play
Yeah.
that character. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of weird.
Like,
Very weird.
for me at first, it, like, made me feel some type of way, like, RPing that character. I'm like, "I don't know if I really wanna" like, I think if I remember, like, whenever I first found out about it, I didn't stream for a couple days after it because I was like, "I don't know if I even wanna keep streaming this character." Like, I don't know about you guys anymore. But yeah, no, it just sucks, and the thing is, like, I know that, like, we say, like, hopefully, hopefully other women that come into kind of like this realm don't experience it, but unfortunately they are, and so
Mhm.
it's like, do you prepare them for it, or, like, do you just, like, I don't, as I know, like, my friends who, like, I know one of my friends wanted to start streaming and everything like that, and I'm like, "Well, I just wanna let you know, forewarn you what you're getting yourself into," and it sucks to have to do that. Like like, do you warn your
Yeah.
friends about, like, what could happen if they do, like, start streaming? Or, like, I don't know what you ladies, like, if you have any friends that were, like, thinking about streaming or anything like that, or, like, if you prepared them for that.
I have definitely warned other people about this. I've had to
Yeah.
have a conversation with my family about streaming, like, "Hey,
Mhm.
don't communicate with me. Like, it's not safe. Stay away," because they don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had, like, a few of my family members just make accounts and type in my chat. I was like, "Oh, that's so nice." Blocked. 'Cause, it's like I
Yeah.
don't want any of my side of
They
family to know I
obey.
do any of this, you know what I mean? So I don't even like them to know I do roleplay and say a bunch of crazy wild shit that I'm gonna hear about at the dinner table, you know what I mean?
Girl, my mom
Um,
is my biggest fan,
oh, my
okay?
mom is don't get me wrong, she is too, but
No, it's so
everyone
funny
else
because, like, my
is
mom my parents watch, like, my streams, so I'm like, I had to, like, prepare and be like, "Hey, listen, don't say my name, don't say my real name in chat, don't talk about this, this, and this." And I had, like, a whole entire, like, checklist of it. I was oh, what a
Yeah.
life we live.
Oh, my mom's an RP frog, and I
Oh, is
still
she
live with
really?
her, and she'll
Aw.
hear the things I say in the house, and she'll, like, repeat them to me and be like, "Oh, yeah, I heard you talk about, like," and I say some unhinged shit sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
She'll just hear it, but she watches, like, a lot of people that I RP with, so I think she's just used to it.
Mhm.
It's funny.
My mom just knows I role play with a bunch of British people.
I mean, on
Not
a so,
British people.
o then one of the other questions I have that, I again, while and by the way, Tessa, like or sorry, Tessa, Nikita, sorry. Nikita, thank you for actually sharing that with us. And I think it's actually cool to also know that, NoPixel staff looks into like I actually did not know that. I didn't even know NoPixel
It
staff looked into that.
generally is kept to the female staff because a lot of the images that we see are just not something that the overarching community is interested in having male staff look over, obviously, and I don't think the male staff feel comfortable receiving those images. I mean, I don't either, but just kind of knowing that it's a woman looking over this kind of stuff sometimes makes people feel a little better, I think. So, generally speaking, most of the community doesn't isn't really aware of that side of things, but I do handle a lot of the stuff in relation to like female specific reports and things like that. And we've always had our DMs open. All the female staff, I think, are willing to take reports and stuff. If like you're ever having an issue, um, Anna's emails are always open. She's always been good about that. And like, if she gets an email, she's on it. She responds, and sends it, to where it needs to go, which is generally to me or the other staff, like the female staff. So that kind of stuff we like try to be very on top of because it can be scary. Like it's some of the stuff that I have reviewed is like call the police. Hello? Why are
Mhm.
you bringing this to me? So you got to know that this stuff does happen and it's really unfortunate and I honestly I wasn't sure if I wanted to even talk about it on here because it gives them some kind of like validation or
Mhm.
the attention that they might be craving. And that's unfortunate, but I think it's something that should be talked about sometimes
100%.
because like I don't know, I don't like the idea that nobody knows it's happening
No,
Yeah.
I think it should
except
be
for women.
I think
Mhm.
it should be talked about.
Mhm.
I mean, first of all, if you're someone who's interested in role playing or stream or getting into this space, I mean, and again, I'm not trying to like I made the jokes about we're partnered with NoPixel on the podcast, and we're actually not. But like, I mean that tells you like you know NoPixel has staff and has systems that actually care about women,
Mhm.
and that speaks volumes. So that tells people about that. And I think it's actually I think it, I'll be honest, like as someone who's a guy who didn't know about this, I think for the guys on NoPixel or for any of the viewers, I think it's important for them to know that that's an issue. I think it makes everyone a lot more empathetic. So obviously, yeah, it sucks that it gives people attention, but no, I think you're right. I think it needs to be talked about.
Yeah, and I didn't know that that was something that was actively looked at by, like, NoPixel admins. I had no idea. So I honestly appreciate that. 'Cause I didn't
Yeah,
know that was something that was actively looked at and monitored by them. So, yeah, I definitely appreciate the NoPixel staff for that.
yeah, same here.
Yeah, I agree that the awareness is important, but like on a personal level, it still is something that's like you don't want to talk about personally
Yeah.
because you don't want to make it worse for yourself. So it is good to have a
Yeah.
platform to kind of
Mhm.
all talk about it as opposed to just like you talking about it yourself and then them being like, "Ooh, attention."
Yeah.
Yikes.
Mhm.